So, you're playing Tarkov and you load into Streets, but now you already know this map is packed. Absolute PvP chads, sneaky rats, and obviously non-stop chaos. But in my opinion, the loot here is on a completely different level. What's going on, guys? My name's Saucy Surge. I make FPS focused content, and in today's video I'm going to show you some insane loot spots and my personal route for running Streets of Tarkov. We'll be going over PMC spawns you need to watch out for, high value locations that don't require keys, and of course the must bring keys you should bring into every Streets raid. I'll show you how to consistently find meta ammo, things like the SSA AP556 or the 762x39 BPGZH, and a lot more. So, whether you're a new player or returning looking for a solid guide or reliable loot route on Streets, you're in the right place. If you enjoy content like this, let me know by dropping a comment, hitting that like button, and subscribing. It really does help support the channel and keeps me motivated to keep pushing out guides like this. With that being said, let's get into the video. Hey guys, it's Saucy Surge. So, the first thing we're going to be talking and going over about is keys. So keys are not required to run Streets, but if you want to get these keys, these are the keys I recommend. These are the keys that I run. These two down here are marked room keys. They're not necessarily required, but if you have them, I would bring them along. We're going to be using Concordia 64, Concordia Apartment 64 Office, Concordia Apartment 63 room key, the Concordia Apartment 34 key, Concordia Part 8 key, the Iron Gate key, Tar Bank Cash Register Department key, Container Mesh key, Concordia Security Room key, the Cinema Apartment 8 key, Check 15 key, Stairs, Promoski 48 Apartment key, Zemeski 5 Apartment key, Negotiation Room key. We're going to be getting the Finance and the Finance Small Office key, MVD, Beluga, Terror Group Armed Security Armor key, and Real Estate Agency Office key. And obviously we're going to be checking Check 13 and the Abandoned Factory Marked key. I do recommend bringing the Zemeski 3 Apartment key. It is for a quest, but there actually is a possibility for Bitcoins to spawn in there. And I'll show you that in the video. So guys, with all the keys gone over and the keys I recommend, we're going to be hopping into a Streets raid, and I'm going to show you the routes that I like to run. So guys, with this spawn, we spawn by the Cinema. I'll throw it up here on the map so you know exactly if you do spawn here. And I'll show you the exact route that I like to go to. First things first, you want to check down here. There's possible spawns in this apartment complex right here. Or this office building, excuse me, that can spawn. To give you your bearing of where you are, this is the Cinema. Down there is Lexos. Down all the way across down this street is the car extract. We're going to be making our way this way. So first thing I check right when I spawn here is I run across this building. There's possible Bitcoin spawn in here. I check the shelves. I check the counter. Back here it could spawn on these shelves. And obviously, if not, then you check this med case, the cash register, which I am going to loot everything just to show you how much stuff you can get out. Another thing you should be doing if you're lower level is picking everything up for the looting XP, and then if you don't want it, just drop it. After this little building, you're going to make your way out. Now we're going to make our way into Cinema. Always be careful coming up here, obviously, because there's a spawn down there. A spawn right there at the medical spot. Let's say another pharmacy if you're looking for it. And while you're making your way up here to the theater, there's obviously spawns down this road. They can spawn into the little apartment complex right there, in the tunnel right there, or further down by MVD. We're going to be making our way across in the Cinema. And if I do spawn here, like I said, I'll don't stand obviously in the middle of the road, but you want to check down there for spawns. People spawn down there and they love shooting you down this road. So I always recommend bringing a scoped in thing. But if you can make it across fast enough, you should be pretty safe. Go inside this door. There's a food spawn. This. Find a little med thing. More food. Please make your way over through here. Random stuff on the ground can spawn on that side and on the other side. We're here for the computers. And I see a lot of people skipping is drawers. These drawers have great spawns for GPXs. We're talking flash drives, intelligences, everything. And also don't forget your food spawn. Food spawn right there. There, and another computer right here. Once I loot this room, I'll be on to the next. Nothing. So after this, we're going to make our way out. So guys, we're going to make our way back. So I like to travel back here instead of on the main road, obviously because it's a long hallway down there, a long road. You're going to get shot and killed. Back here, you have a little better chance of surviving. So after looting this room, I like to either go here to the abandoned factory or straight. In this case, I'm going to show you, if you guys do have the key, make your way into abandoned factory. So we're going to go in here, up the staircase. You're going to see this hole in the wall. Go inside the hole in the wall, to the right, straight down this little bridge, and you're going to unlock this. Found a docs case, 60. There's a Vector, a P500, a motor, an MK16. Just an absolute bunch of guns. Ammo. We'll check for other stuff on the ground. So after this, we're going to make our way back to where we came from. We're going to go straight through this time. The door we came in, go straight through. Making your way back, you're going to see this yellow building here. This is when the finance keys come into play. Finance and finance small office key. So if you make your way right, go up the stairs. Sometimes there's loose loot on the table. As you can see, chocolate. Chocolate is made to make sugar. And if you guys don't know, sugar is made to make moonshine, which is very good, especially with the labyrinth keys. Make your way inside this room. Things can spawn on the table. Obviously, another duffel bag. Duffel bags, once again, they may seem useless, but they can spawn things like lettuces. They can literally spawn anything in the game. So never skip a duffel bag. Go right here. You're going to unlock this key. In here, you got tech spawns that can spawn in here, like figurines I've seen spawn here, things like that. Make sure on the ground nothing is sticking through. Same here. You got spawn right here. Spawn on these shelves. So we got a rooster this time, or like people say, golden cock. Computers, almost in every one of these little cubby holes, which obviously everybody wants. GPUs, caps, things like that are always good. People are trying to get their Bitcoin farms, so they sell for a lot. Also on this back desk, something can, tech spawn can spawn on top of the desk, or back here. You're going to make your way downstairs. Here to this room. This is the finance small institution key. This one, you got a jacket here. Make sure you check the ground. Things can spawn along this cabinet. You got these cabinets here, a safe, computers, more cabinets, and another computer there. So let's get looting. Now with my backpack fully looted, so what I like to do from here is obviously watch this road. If you make your way to the right, I'm going to show you here on the map. We're at the place called Sewer. Right behind Sewer River is going to be a place called MVD. So I'm going to show you here on the map where we are exactly. Pinewood Hotel is right there. The Sewer River is right there. This is the finance building. And down the road is the cinema. So we made our way from the cinema through the back computer rooms, through the abandoned marked factory key room, to finance. Now we're going to cross the street. Once again, here is Sewer River. And back here is the key you need called MVD. Now, I want to preface, it's sometimes very dangerous coming back here because a lot of players rush this spawn for the insane ammo loot spawn in there, Bitcoin spawn, and the bosses. Kalante and his guards can spawn here, so be very aware. And they did. Once again, this might deter newer players because if the boss does spawn here, or if you hear them in here, I don't recommend going in here. There we go. So inside here is called NVD. Obviously, these are the guards and This is Calante over here. This guy, you want to be careful because he can rush you and your gun will jam and he will beat you with this baton. This is the room we're looking for. I'm going to show you on screen where we are at again. And also, this is the key that we need, MVD, the Academy entrance. Now, there's a couple things you're going to be looking for. First of all is the floor. There's good ammo on the floor usually. Inside this jacket, some BS, which is decent. M903. So we're looking for things like that. BS is good. M903, BS. Inside this pants right here and by this guy's hand, you have a chance to find a Bitcoin. You see we got some rip rounds, which is pretty good. FMJ, which is shit. And then obviously make sure to check the body. And throughout this place there are medical bags you can look for. There's one right there I like to spawn. The duffel bag right there. Make your way back here. Obviously these grenade cases. There's a grenade case here. By the MVD room, right here, things can spawn. Obviously, see you scopes, ammo, and a grenade case. Sometimes they're really good ammo or attachments on top of that, so don't miss that. Make your way back to the kitchen. There's usually always a med bag right here, duffel bag here. There could be food spawns on top of here, just like this juice. You can always check the cash register for cash. And that's and also back there, there's usually a food spawn. I like to leave MVD this way. Now, once going through here, I like to check because obviously good ammo, weapon attachments, things like that. M855, which is not great. Inside the center camp, they have attachments, grenade cases, ammo. More ammo in here I've seen. There. Underneath and around this playground set can have ammo spawns. After you're done with MVD, you're going to make your way through this little archway. And one thing, when you're exiting this archway on MVD, if there's anything I recommend, is be careful up there. These windows, people love to camp this way out of Pinewood Hotel to get their shooterborn and heaven kills, and obviously to watch this main road for people going down this. So to give you a reference where we are, finance building was down there. We just got done with MVD. I'm going to show you exactly where we are on the map right now. If we make our way forward, you're going to see the mall, and to our right is going to be an extract, the green flare extract. So if this just happened on a actual, I'm on a offline raid right now, but if this was PvP and I had all this loot, I would most likely take green flare extract and get out with what I had. So with that being said, that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you guys the next route at a different spawn, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, with that wrapping up route number 1, we are on route number 2. So we spawn here. To give you a reference of where we are, Concordia's security room is down there. Lexos is right here to my right with Caban. And I'm going to show you exactly on the map where we spawn. Now, if I usually spawn here, I want to make sure that no one to the right can catch me, because back further there, someone will be running up to try to probably fight Caban and his guards. So what I'm going to do is make my way straight across the street to this barbershop. After hitting this barbershop, I decide to go down this ramp. Once you go down to this ramp to your right, you're going to be using a key. And this key is the Concordia security key. This key has great, so what you're going to look for is on the ground. You have possibility of guns spawning. Possibility of spawns in here. Ammo is most likely going to be on the ground, so like we got some rip ammo. On top of these boxes, magazines, different types of attachments. Ammo down here. There is a safe here. More ammo spawns down here. There's 2 computers. And then there's more attachments that can spawn on top of the desk here. After looting this Concordia security room, what I like to do is go straight, make a left, run all the way down here. You'll see A. You'll see this room right here. So make your way up the staircase. Up here, I always recommend looting the suitcase. I found a Bitcoin out of here before. secrets, army member. You don't want it, loot it, drop it. Go up another floor. Way down this hallway, you're going to make a left. This door is going to spawn open. This is the first room. This one's open, doesn't require a key. It's got a computer in it, some other loot spawns. That's just a bathroom. Make your way over here. 2 duffel bags, one on the couch, one down below by the table. Sometimes things can spawn on the couch, so make sure to put your nose in that. Food, augmentum, spawns on top of this right here, tech spawns and food spawns along this back counter. So when you're going through here, obviously just be looking at everything. Make sure you're not missing anything, things on the floor. Now, here's our first room on the right next to this picture frame that we're going to be unlocking. And this one is going to be Concordia 34. Make your way inside. Something can spawn on this chair right here. On the floor all around this bed. Inside the clothes right here. Couch can have things spawn in it, or on top of this table, which I'm not seeing anything. And then obviously it spawns right here. Nothing in there. Once again, make your way onto this couch. You never know what could be spawned in there. And obviously on the table, which we got nothing this time. This is the bathroom. This is the next key with the hole in the wall. This is going to be right here for you guys. It's Concordia 8. This again, once again, this was this one. Went through the hole in the wall, one right there. On scavs. Come in here. Spawns on this couch right here. On this bed right here. This is exactly what I mean. See how it's almost in there? This one's better skull. You can actually see. But if it was a Bitcoin, it would be sunken into the fabric. So always make sure you're hover looting. That's what hover looting is, when that little white dot appears. So you want to make sure on the bed, make sure here. Make sure on the couch. You sometimes want to get up in here and actually look. So that's that. Make your way further down. We're going to unlock this one. And this one is going to be Concordia. I mean the cinema key. Excuse me. The Concordia Apartment 8 cinema key. Obviously, right here, check the couches. Each cushion. We got an axle right here. Spawns on the ground. Look all around. On this frame right here and this beanbag. Room you can just loot if you want to. There's sometimes spawns on here, and obviously food along here or on the ground I've seen. And you're gonna make your way through this, down the staircase. Also, there could be ammo spawns on this. I guess this yoga mattress, or I don't know what you would call this, rubber mat. I guess gymnastics mat. Now, if you make your way down, hop out this window. We're going to run to the next apartment location, which is this building. But before we go inside this side, we went on that Concordia apartment section first. When we get through here, we're going to run straight, and you're going to find this little grocery store. Back here, along this wall, can spawn anything. Really, usually high tier loot, so make sure it can be sometimes floating. So just make sure anything is not there. It literally could be like anything. LED exit, GPUs, just high tier spawn, valuables, things like that. So we're gonna make our way upstairs. After this, get rid of him. Make our way around the corner. Straight ahead of us, there's a key. This key is going to be Concordia 64. Make your way in here. Then there's a door to your left you're gonna unlock. And this one is going to be Concordia apartment office room key. And in here, obviously the couch. Like, once again, this is going to be a reoccurring thing. Check the couches for any type of loot. On top of this desk, if you see anything. And obviously the computer. On top of this shelf right here. Make your way out. Open this door. So again, the bed. Open the bed. Couches. As you can see, we got a figurine. Anything on the floor or in the laundry? Nothing. The next room is open. Again, couches seem to have the most loot, so I pay attention to those. Nothing inside the seats. sometimes there's some loose food spawns up or on top or behind that little. So once again, we came through there, went through here. Now we're going to make a left. There could be a spawns right here for ammo or food. I've seen many things spawn right here on this little end table. First room we're going to check is in here to our left. Again, food spawns on top of the counter. Couch, I've seen Bitcoin, skull rings. Gonna unlock this room. This room is Concordia 63. Personally, this wipe I haven't found literally anything that spawned in here. But once again, you're gonna want to check the couch. You never know. If you get lucky, let me know what you guys find in this room, because to be honest with you, I haven't found literally anything. Make our way back out. And we're going to open this one. Obviously, check the bed again. The floor below the bed, the drag sheets. This little thing on the ground. There's some ammo. The couch. Look at that. We got some food. Sometimes there actually can be a computer that spawns underneath there. Going to open this, the bathroom, and then we're done. We're going to make our way back out. So that was Concordia 64, 63. We're going to make our way down this towards the door that's open. Things can spawn on top of this little shelf right here. We're going to open up this first door. This is like a little home gym. There's a couple duffel bags here. Sometimes in this little massage chair or on the floor, there can be some spawns as well. This room, on top of these shelves, like the bar counter, this, there, behind it, on top of this little couch. If you are in Concordia 66 and you are in this back right room right here, you actually can just walk through and land on this trash pile and get out instead of falling down or walking down the stairs. You can just jump right out this window. So from here, once again, Concordia 64, we spawn back there. Again, I'm going to show you exactly where we are on the map right now. Lexos is over there. The Sparzo store, we're at the construction site. One of the scariest things is this road coming up here. I say it's the most dangerous place in the entire game. But when I'm in construction site in these little cabins, there's always duffel bags, 1 to 2, excuse me. And obviously duffel bags can spawn anything. Tool cases, or toolboxes. Nails, nuts. And if you brought also, if you brought a nut can, you can throw things like nails, nuts, screws inside there, so it's always a great option. So you make it over there. There's things on the outside, again, toolboxes, things laying up on top of the big boxes, easy lamps. Also, there's plenty of grenade cases inside here. I mean, look at this, toolbox. You're gonna loot this box. There's a key that I brought. This key, I'm gonna show you exactly where it is and what to use. Excuse me, this is the construction key, construction site bunkhouse key. This spawn inside here has a chance to spawn LEDXs or defibrillators in here if you're real lucky. Also, has 2 jackets, med case, and a duffel bag. Very cheap key for the possibility of getting a LEDX. It's always worth checking that. Again, honestly, food crates for tank batteries, water filters, things like that. If you make your way up in here, once again, there's plenty. I mean, plenty. I mean, look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 toolboxes right off rip. Then you have a dead construction worker. That's 5 toolboxes. Duffel bag. 2 of these green crates, which could spawn literally any type of weapon attachment, ammo, and things like that. So let's loot this up and we'll get on with our way. Also, if you didn't know, there is a second floor to this construction site. Around here, you got more green crates, weapon crates. This is the exact reason why I recommend everybody, if you're poor on money or if you're looking for some task items, the best thing you can do, honestly, is go on streets as a scav. Learn the map, learn all these different ins and outs that don't require keys. You'll become rich really fast. Also, when you're looking for things, a little tip, like I'd like to put stars on things that I really need that I know is expensive, or mark them as barters that I know that I use my croutons to barter for sugar or things like that. So if you guys aren't using that feature in Tarkov, I recommend you should be using it. Alright, Just to give you a idea of where you are, this is called the collapsed crane. As you can see, the giant collapsed crane. This is a extract for PMCs, so be careful. People might be coming here. The main Sparso store is right there. Lexos is right there. I'm going to show you exactly where we're on the map right now. So, exiting construction, there's obviously even more toolboxes. There's grenade cases here, here, and then there's this little cabin that usually has jacket, a duffel bag, and usually a duffel bag back here as well. So after exiting construction, this little bunkhouse, this street right here is probably the most dangerous street in all of Streets of Tarkov, the map. Lexus is down there. The Iron Gate building up there. Tar banks are down there. This spot gets really chaotic really fast in the game. So if you're down on one of these sides, people are going to be looking down here. There's windows up there to look down. Be very careful because you might get killed on this road. But anyways, we cross out of construction and we're going to head this way. Now, I wouldn't recommend running there straight front through the front doors, so I recommend running back here. You're going to open this door. Up here, there's a dead body. Right here, you can loot. So we made it into this building. Now you go right or left. If you go left, there could be some possible loot, like right here on top of this thing. You're gonna find some ammo or miscellaneous items on the ground. There's this room you can go into, which leads exactly straight out to Lexos, which is very dangerous. So I don't recommend going out there. But once you go inside here, if you come through this way, you're gonna make a right. If you come through that door, obviously make a left. Make your way down here. There's some loose spawns on that couch, along these benches. You got these tables. The drawers. Make your way through here. You got the dead body right there. A computer to loot right here. Ammo spawns right here. Things can spawn on this desk. Sounds like everyone's rushing me right now. Make your way through the kitchen. Now, you can loot down this way, but first things first, I like to go upstairs. Want to check down here? There's a possibility of a Bitcoin. I found like little tech spawns that spawn right here, or little jewelry spawns. We're going to go upstairs, not this floor, third floor. And these keys, this one's open, right? So things can spawn on the ground inside these little tubs. On top of here, look, we got some chocolate, ammo, flechette. Now these keys is the Iron Gate key. I use this Iron Gate key. Once again, you want to check inside these little tubs, all along the ground. Sometimes like Bitcoins can spawn in here. On this bed, got some horrible ammo. Once again, Iron Gate key. Shell. We got an OG shell. We're going to unlock this one. This one has a couple of corpses in here you can search. Once again, check this. Check the bed. Check here, this bed. Clothing. Here's one corpse. On this table, sometimes jewelry can spawn, so Bitcoins, Veritoses, skull rings. Now across from this, you're going to open this gate. I haven't seen anything spawn, but I think on this table and this little bed something can spawn. So just always hover loot around it. Gonna drop down here. Ammo spawns, things like that on top of this couch. Now when you're down here, you're going to go left. And what you're gonna do is run and lay down as fast as possible, just to get underneath there as quick as possible. And back here, is check 15. It's an expensive key, but well worth it sometimes. So you got spawns on the bed that can spawn, or the sheet of the bed right here. On top of here. Getting shot at with the scavs, the guard. top of here, in any one of these drawers along here is high valuable spawns. Again, the couch, up in these shelves. This is a horrible example, or just I got horrible luck, but usually this holds some pretty decent good loot here. Just yet, make your way back. There's some loot inside this room, on the beds, sometimes inside here. Obviously on there, hot rods. We're going to take that. We're going to add this all up. Our cola. Along here. Back here, there's some loot on these counters, on this bed, on this couch back here. So if you don't want to go down the stairs thing and you're just right here, you can breach the stairs if you want to be loud. But after looting this building right here, I like to actually jump out the window. I don't want to go front door. So I drop down here. You usually break your fall, won't get hurt. So once again, Lexus is over there. We just check 15. We're gonna run across the street anyways. Now down here is the school. This is the negotiation room. So I like to make my way into negotiation room. I'm gonna show you guys all the spawns to get a relax key for Streets of Tarkov. Make your way in here. Gonna go in here. This is the first spawn. You're going to open up this door, make your way to the left. Hanging right there on it is another spawn. Open the door. Right here on the hookah is another spawn, and that little ashtray on the hookah. To this, caution, it says danger. This is the negotiation room. This key right here, negotiation. The key can spawn right here on this tray on this table, but there's spawns on the ground here and obviously this. After that, you're going to make your way down the hall. This is the first door. Make your way straight back. It could be hanging right here on one of these little knobs, or right there in the rolled up magazine. There are also some duffel bags in here to loot. Close this door. Sometimes there's loose loot, as you can see right here on the ground. Go to the second room. Inside the second room, I like to make my way first back here. But the spawn locations you're going to be looking for is this guy right here. In between his legs, the key can spawn. Or in this skull, the skull's mouth or side of his jaw, the key can spawn. Also, there are computers and duffel bags in here, so make sure to loot them. Computer in the hallway, it's always going to be here. Look at that, we got some RAM, which sells for about 100,000. Or you can get 4 RAM and trade it in and get a GPU. Once you make your way to the third room, spawn is going to be back here, right inside this little triangle name tag or calendar thing, which we just got it. This is the relax key. This opens the hive room located by the cinema. If it's not there, you're going to go to the last spot it could spawn, which is in this room, the kitchen. It can spawn right here on top of the dryer or washing machine, whichever it is, and right here behind the pizza box. Make sure to loot all these duffel bags. They're free. But with that being said, always be careful because people like to camp inside school. Back there is check 13, the marked room. So we're by school right now. This is the animal hospital. But anyways, we're going to make our way past the animal hospital. Open up this door. Make your way back here. You're going to see this cultist symbol with this window broken up. This is where you're going to have to go through. Open this door. Swing a left. Open this door. Go through this broken thing. Possible Bitcoin spawn down here on this tag. Open this door. And this room right here is check 13. We got an RPD, got an HK, RS. After that, you're gonna make your way through here. And so with that being said, we got 8 minutes in the raid. Obviously, I've been taking my sweet time with you guys. We're going to make our way back to the X-ray building, or the vet clinic, which is this one right here. We're going to go the same way that we came. Now you got 2 options from here. Either go down to your extract, which usually is Expo, but we got Sewer River. But once again, this is the negotiation room. I like to make my way down here to this green building. And the reason I like to go through this green building because inside here, up that little ramp, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 computers. After this one, I like to go through this building, down this hall right here, down here to the right. I love looting these doors, and there's a duffel bag right there. After that, you're gonna make your way out of this exit sign. I'll make my way through here, open up this door, go down the staircase. There's going to be a dead body and another computer. Make your way through here. Now to your right, there's going to be a computer here. These 4 drawers. Make your way back. There's going to be a toolbox. Spawns up here. Duffel bag. Come back here. Computer spawn, and these 4 drawers. Make your way back. Now you're going to make a left. This first door. There's duffel bag there. Duffel bag there. There's a safe that requires a key. A computer brick there. Another door to the left. Another 4 drawers, a computer, and a safe. We're going to make our way out of this. And usually if you spawn over there, you have an extract expo. At this point, I would literally just make my way over here, run straight down there, and extract. But if that's not your extract and you do have time, you're going to cross the street. Once again, that over there is the expo extract. You make your way down towards Lexos, this way where I'm going. This is the jewelry store right there. In here, there are literally about, I want to say like 60 or more filing cabinets to loot. So if you're low on keys, make sure to go there. But we're going to make our way towards Beluga. Beluga is right there. The main mall is right there. Pinewood Hotel. And this is the Terror Group's office we're going to be looking for, where I get a lot of my meta ammo. So what I like to do is run down here. The entrance right here is going to be, this is what it looks like. Terror Group. And there's Beluga. So I like to jump up to this window. There's a safe right there to loot. You're going to go through here. Open up this door. There's grenade cases, spawns, box, and once you unlock this, you're going to be using this key right here, Terror Group Security Armory key. We got weapon spawns up here, and then we got any type of ammo in here. Tags, M995, all types of good ammo or bad ammo, it just depends on your luck. L91, copper, there's guns, MCX, there's an M4, there's ammo crate here, M995, more of it. This looks like, yeah, AP, grenade cases, a computer brick, and that. After this, I would make my way to Beluga, which is straight across the street. Now, when crossing Beluga, I don't recommend running in front of the mall. If you run across the street and you see this store right here, or this little entrance called Costin, make your way in the back right here. But you'll see this floating, or this propped up couch. You can actually just walk and mantle over it. Now we're in Beluga, which is right next to the mall. Upstairs on the 3rd floor, if you have an extract called the elevator or something like that, I forget, something elevator, it's going to be right back there we can extract. But right here is the room, the Beluga key. As you can see. Open this. There's spawns on the ground that can spawn all along the shelf. There's an intel spawn that can spawn right here. Also, a Bitcoin or a Veritas can spawn in this carpet, so make sure to hover loot around. They got duffel bags. There's another intel spawn that can spawn on the desk right here. And then obviously a computer, a safe, and there's filing cabinets right behind me over there. And that one's locked, but if you got the key, then you can do it. And there is a jacket right there. There's inside Beluga, there's a bunch of food spawns all along these tables. So if you need food, drinks, things like that, always make a pit stop down here to Beluga. With Beluga extract done, I'll be running down here and I will hit the, what's it called? The green flare. And that's route number 2. With that being said, that wraps up my personal loot routes on Streets of Tarkov and the keys I bring into every raid. There are honestly so many more loot spots and free loot around this map than I could ever cover in one video. If this guide has helped you out or if you learned anything new, let me know down in the comments, and if you think I missed anything important, help everyone out and drop it below. I'm always down to learn new routes too. If you enjoy this type of content, more guides, loot routes, and ways to get rich quick in Tarkov, make sure to hit that like button and consider becoming part of the squad. As always, guys, thank you for watching, take care, and God bless.